Rules of the Game, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Here's Atlantic Coast Conference Supervisor of Officials, Fred Barakat.
Today we're going to talk about a very cute situation. The player takes a shot, and the ball gets stuck between the rim and the backboard. What do you do? And who gets the ball? Offense or defense? I'll be right back to explain it.
I'm State Farm Agent Richard Clay. I take care of the Barber family's insurance, their car, their home, and life insurance too. Jill and Sherman like the way State Farm handles all the details on their auto and home coverage. And when it comes to life insurance, they like the way I listen, to help them make sure that as their family grows, so does their State Farm protection.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay, we're talking about a situation where the ball gets stuck between the backboard and the rim. The rule is simple. This is treated the same way as a tie-up or a jump ball situation. The ball goes back to the team indicated by the possession arrow. And they will inbound the ball at the nearest spot on that baseline.
That's today's edition of Rules of the Game, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay, another reminder, we have boxing later in the day on Sports World. We'll be joined by Evander Holyfield's representative, Dan Duva. At that time, it's Holyfield and Douglas in September in Las Vegas for the heavyweight championship. Now back to Columbia, Missouri. Here's Don Criqui.
Thank you, Bob. Score at halftime is now a 7-point Missouri lead. The Tigers thought they had an 8-point lead, but the final shot of the half by Lee Coward was ruled a 3 and scored as a 3, but another official looked at his feet, saw they were on the line. So it was a 2-point shot as both teams are back on the floor. Coach Al McGuire, one interesting development. Missouri's best big man, Doug Smith, was on the bench for almost 11 minutes with 3 fouls, and they're still in the game, Oklahoma.
It's over 10 minutes, and he's supposedly their All-American. He's a dynamite ball player, so they were fortunate to get away with that. One of the other things that's a problem, Oklahoma has turned over the Tigers 10 times. And they're starting again with the 3-2 zone out there. So here we go. Tigers have to hit from three-point land.
Oklahoma went to the 3-2 zone after Missouri had opened up a 19-5 lead, a 14-point lead. Powering down low is Smith. You see his value. Unstoppable when he gets it posted low. Only 7 points, though. He's almost a 19-point-a-game scorer. Henry gets hit hard from behind by Peeler, and that's the third personal foul on Anthony Peeler. Story of the game, Oklahoma's Skeeter Henry with a lot of steals, but 3 fouls. The awful shooting of Oklahoma, 13 for 41, actually comes out to 31-7, under 32%. Front court just couldn't hit. Anthony Peeler, 16 points to lead all scorers in the game. 3 fouls on Peeler, on Smith, and on McIntyre. And Skeeter Henry playing with 3 also for Oklahoma. Billy Tubbs was incensed, to say the least, going into the locker room and coming out.
Yeah, he didn't want to do an interview with us, and he says, give it to Norm. He needs publicity.
They get after each other. Norm Stewart calls Billy Francis the Talking Mule, and Billy calls Norm Mr. Ed. But they're really good friends, and they're great for the game. They go back and forth.
Well, this is a big game for Missouri. You got to remember that they have 29 straight. They've tied their record. If they win today, it's a new streak at home. They'll win 30 in a row. But the one school in the country that leads all of them is Arizona. And second is the other club out there, Oklahoma. Second in the country, winning home streak.
Bill Button, part of the Detroit connection, which is a big story for Norm Stewart's team. 4 Missouri starters come from Motown.
Well, that's not rare. All coaches, myself too, you start to recruit in a certain area, then you chain recruit.
McCovery steals and gets it down to Skeeter Henry. A big hit there, and Sooners come back to within 6. You were saying, Al, about recruiting.
The coaches usually recruit in the same area. Now, I was a city recruiter. If you have grass in front of your home, I couldn't recruit your son. But you put a cracked sidewalk in the tenement area, I got them.
Well, what's the difference? Your
To me,
pitch?
well, I was a city guy. You always comfortable in what you do. There's a three-pointer, short.
Rebound to Jackie Jones, up court to McCovery. Early in the second half, almost a fouling violation again. Jones down low. But he clanks one up, and look at Smith lead the break. Down to McIntyre. McCovery steals the ball. He has really been something. Smokey McCovery.
That's why Smokey wears number 10. That's Mookie Blaylock's number, and a lot of his moves are the same as Mookie. Does Mookie play with New Jersey?
Plays with
NBA?
New Jersey.
How's he doing, Don?
Fair.
Well, he's a freshman. He's a rookie.
But his club is struggling. They lost 13 in a row at one stretch. The current stretch. Mookie's hurt right now. I think he's out with an injury.
I can never remember a New Jersey team in the NBA not struggling.
This one's really struggling. Here is Coward, who was hurt in the first half. Ed has a report on that.
Thank you, Don. About Coward, their senior guard and leader, they retaped his left two fingers at the half. He's got a bad bruise. Not starting the second half, but seeing action. Let's go back to you.
Well, Oklahoma has the ball. 18 minutes to play in the game. 2 minutes deep into the second half. Jones fires. And a foul call.
On Bunting, too much grinding down low.
Smith was defending the shooter. For a moment, I thought it was him. That'd be a real problem for Missouri. That'd be his fourth.
Watch down low in this replay. They've just taken Bunting out and put Warren in. But they're kind of pushing and shoving. They can call it either way. It's just when the ref decides to let it blow. Why me? He pushed me first, he's saying. Not so, Nat.
Henry to McCovery. The old smoke man does some tricks in the lane, gets two. 4-point game, Missouri. 6 points for Smokey. But his value to the Sooners has been absolutely stupendous. They would not be in the game without McCovery's overall score.
Big board by Johnny Mack that time. This is why they're number one.
Good foul as they make Peeler shoot for his two. Jackie Jones, he's part of the Detroit connection. Norm Stewart said everybody wonders how we get all these guys from Detroit. He says there's probably 50 schools that got guys from Detroit. They've got one of the best city games in the country up there.
Well, it's a hotbed. It has been a hotbed, along with Baltimore, Washington, New York, Chi, San Francisco, all cities. You know, Pete Axton wrote a book years ago called The City Game, and at that time, basketball was completely city game.
And there's the Detroit connection. 4 starters that came from Motown to Columbia, Missouri: Bunton, Smith, McIntyre, and Coward.
The guy that makes them all go is the other starter, AP.
NBC statistician Kenny Albert pointing out now that Missouri has missed its last 4 free throws. So that's a problem for Mizzou, whose lead is cut to 4. McCovery stroking the 3, and Oklahoma is back to within 1, the closest they've been in this game.
Now it's pressure time for the Tigers. They want to break their home streak. They're at 29. A new record beat 30 games in a row. They'll show maturity right now.
Peeler puts it up. And the rebound kicked down low. Back. Peeler gets it. It goes. He goes to the line.
Don, forget about Peeler's basket that time. Might have been one of the best passes this year that Doug Smith. It was an underhand shuffle. Watch this pass. Outstanding.
Peeler really gets knocked around. Yeah, that was terrific.
Yep.
Coach Tubbs, not what he wanted to see.
But you got to give credit, Billy, for that pass.
5 free throw misses in a row. 3-point lead for Missouri. Oklahoma can tie it up with the launch. They go low to Jones. He dumps to Davis. Oklahoma back to within 1. The game was tied 2-2 early, but after that, it looked like a lights-out game as Missouri jumped out to a 19-5 lead. Oklahoma went into a zone defense, a 3-2 zone. They've been playing it since, and they've been in the game since. Foul call on on William Davis of Oklahoma, and Tony Martin's getting set to come back in.
3-2 zone is creating fits for Mizzou. I think they just have a little bit more patience. Now they put in their other twin tower in Frunton. They should be able to control the offensive boards on missed shots.
Lee Coward with the injured fingers on his left hand back in the ball game. A very, very stable part. Running an offense. Mistake-free player for the most part as Peeler goes slow. And he draws another shooting foul. Now he's dishing off. We'll see if they give him be an inbounds play.
That foul was on Jackie Jones. See, against the zone, all you need is patience. But when you're a giddy-up team like Missouri, it's hard to get that patience. It's hard to make 4, 5, 6 passes. You want to get your athletic ability into the game. You want to go up and down town. Okay, circular three-point area. Now attack the zone, look inside. Bunting drop down low. Now they're in perfect position to attack the zone. Perfect. Peeler should be able to throw from the side here. There you go. See what they're doing? They're putting a high-low post. They're putting Smith on a high post, Bunting on the low. And the best way to feed the bottom post is from the high post. Watch Smith. See, he's on the foul line extended. That's the high post against the zone. Now, you got to remember, when you're playing against the zone, it's men playing the ball. They're not playing man-to-man. Plus, they're playing areas.
And with 15:58 to play, it is a 49-48 game, Missouri.
Announcing 3 ways Oldsmobile's owner satisfaction plan gives you a big edge. 1, if you don't still love your new Olds after 30 days or 1,500 miles, we'll let you do something no one else does. Return it. 2, unlike some warranties, Olds covers just one part. This is the part. 3, Olds now offers roadside assistance at a very convenient time, around the clock. The Oldsmobile Edge. Extra satisfaction at no extra cost.
Operator.
When you're choosing your business wardrobe, selecting everything down to the last detail, don't forget the last detail. Cambridge Business Wear from Meade. As important to the way you look as the clothes you wear.
Dear Dad, you once told me that courage is putting your fear aside and doing your job. Here in the Army, I've learned what that really means.
Hey, what's with the 2 bottles? You gonna wash your hair twice?
Oh, funny. It's shampoo and conditioner. Maybe you've heard of them.
Yeah, I use them, but I get them both in 1 bottle with Per Plus.
That's great, but I gotta use dandruff shampoo.
Yeah, me too. And that's why I got Per Plus for dandruff.
Let me see that. Dandruff shampoo plus conditioner in 1. Hey, my hair's clean, easy to manage, no flakes.
Beautiful. So let's go.
Dandruff Control Pert Plus. Great hair, no flakes, no fuss.
I'm here among the antlers. Tom Detmer, you're the head antler, whatever that is. What do you do here?
I tell you what, we just try to raise the roof a little bit, try to get a little more home court advantage for the Tigers. Not that they need any. They're the greatest team in the nation. We all know that.
You guys are very rowdy, but I understand in years past it was even worse than it is now.
I tell you what, a couple years ago, Jack Lingle, when he was here, tried to clamp down on us a little bit, tried to clean up the act, but it's been good for us. We've gotten more humorous, you know, more humor, less hammer.
Thank you, Tom. Back to Don and Al.
Turnover by Missouri, and it's back over to Oklahoma. And the Sooners looking to take the lead, 49-48. Group up with Eddie, it looks like Halloweener, the Broadway show Cats or something. Here's Henry putting it out. No go. Coward rebounding with one hand. His left hand's really bothering him. Lee Coward looks to search out an open man inside, and Damon Patterson is called for hitting it. Big Doug Smith on the arm.
Good play by Damon Patterson. He dropped down, doubled down. Only way you can stop Doug Smith is by doubling down on him or fronting him.
He has a problem. Damon Patterson, who's been a very strong part of Oklahoma's effort with his 4th personal foul. Oklahoma started this game shooting 1 of 11 from the floor. Started the second half hitting 4 of 6 to come within a point. Doug Smith can extend it now. It was interesting what he said to you, Al, that he was definitely going to stay in school for his senior year.
That's what they told me, that he was going to stay in school for his senior year.
He'll be an NBA lottery pick, would be now, or if he comes out next year, perhaps even higher. Our producer today for NBC Sports is Tommy Roy, director John Gonzalez, executive producer of NBC Sports Terry O'Neill, and the coordinating producer of basketball John Filippelli. This is Don Crickey with Coach Al McGuire and Ed Randall at Missouri for Oklahoma. Skeeter Henry hits the 2 and ties the game at 50-all.
Breakdown in the defense that time of the Tigers. All right, shows if you're number 1 right now.
Doug Smith down low. Rebound to Henry, and the Sooners, who were down by 14 points early in the game, in position to take the lead. Jones throws up a brick. Davis fires back what they rule he stepped on the basement. No, they're going to call a foul on Howard.
That's the 4th personal foul this half on Missouri. Oklahoma has already committed 7. Here's a look at the call. Go along the foul line there, and there's the push. Good call, which created the out of bounds. NFL. Pro football.
Inbounds to Jones.
Here's the Hawk.
Down with the bound is the big guy, Doug Smith. 6'10". 10 rebounds for Smith. McIntyre out to Coward. Low to Bunton. Blocked and a foul call. Oklahoma's going to start losing people pretty soon as the foul count mounts on the Sooners.
I believe that one was on Tony Martin, whose nickname, you hear me say the Hawk. That's the head official. That's Hightower. We just had a quick shot of. Been around a long time. Well respected throughout the country.
Senior Nathan Bunton, they call him, Al, Cool Breeze.
He's cool. I think he should concentrate a little bit more. He left the foul line too soon that time, but he's improved so much year in and year out, every year. The last 2 years he was in kind of the doldrums, in like a trance, but this year he's busted out.
Missouri 0 for 6 in the line so far this half. Finally, they hit one to the Tigers, and they take a 1-point lead again. Battle for the ball. Oklahoma comes up with it, and Oklahoma takes the lead on a baseline drive by William Davis. And in the Show Me State, they think that Oklahoma just showed them a travel. McIntyre down low to Bunton. Another foul call. And it goes, and Missouri takes the lead.
What a nice move for a guy that size. Excellent move. We'll bring you back to that in a moment. Here's the scramble earlier. It's almost like ice hockey. They look, then they try to make the move, and it's too late. There's possession, and inside, the man with the big body, an NBA body, comes in the back door.
Nathan Bunton, after the Tigers lost their lead, gives it back with a three-point play. Skeeter Henry down low to Martin. It goes, and Oklahoma ties the game. Both coaches said before the game, one thing you can count on, it's always a great game when Oklahoma plays Missouri, and it's been that. Here comes McCovery.
Oklahoma, one of the quickest teams in the land. Missouri, one of the most physical. He's calling a foul, I believe, on Coward.
It is. That's right. They just swiped at him. Lee Coward did.
Here's a lead down court. There's the foul right there. This game starts going up and down. I missed that one completely. Excellent camera work by the NBC crew.
As always, Howard, who foul, is from the same high school in Detroit as Bunton. Travis Ford on the run at 5'10". Skeeter Henry defends him, and Travis Ford takes it the distance. 2-point lead for the Tigers. Right back the other way comes William Davis. As we have a flat-out game now. Pedal to the metal basketball end to end, and it's tied up at 56.
Missouri cannot run with Oklahoma. Oklahoma will beat them down the court, full court transition.
Doug Smith driving the lane. 2-point Tiger lead.
I get the ball into Martin, try to pick up the fourth personal.
He did it.
Oh, hey!
Good call, Coach.
Oh, it's about time they did that. I don't know why they didn't do it earlier. Took them 7 minutes. Now a major decision by Norman. Coach Smith, a major decision. I take him out even just to cool him off, then put him back in a couple of minutes. There he did it. Here's a look. They didn't protect Doug Smith because he didn't go to zone. So obviously I would have went to Tony Martin, which the Oklahoma Sooners did.
And they got the foul now. McCovery goes up. Ford strips the ball. McIntyre trying to save it. He does.
It's not there. Around the horn. It's not there. Not there. Get it to your guard. Come out of there, Ford. There you go. Get in the middle of the court. There you are. Set it up. Oklahoma, excellent. They changed their defense zone. Hey, good call by Oklahoma. They gave a new face. They went for 3-2 zone to a 2-3.
The lead's gone back and forth here in the second half. And right now, as you see the turnover count mount for Missouri, Oklahoma comes down looking to perhaps take the lead. This will tie it as it goes. The rebound down from the big man, Warren. Foul call on Jones. He's one of the few people not in foul trouble, even though we have a long way to play. Second.
I thought originally Warren got away with backing up. Watch here when Warren gets the ball. Now watch. Nope. I was wrong. Again, as I said last week, 6 eyes are better than 2.
Norm Stewart, when the third official came into conference play, he was asked what it meant to basketball. He said, for me, it's one more guy to yell at.
I like when he smiles now. He used to be so intense.
Well, he came back from a much bigger game. His life was threatened by a serious illness. Underwent cancer surgery a year ago, and he's in perfect health now.
Yeah, Norm took on the big C. I'm pleased. Kind of readjust your values when something like that happens. This goes back to an amateur sport when that happens.
Jeff Warren, the 6'8" freshman, hits a couple of big throws, and it's a 4-point game, Missouri. Davis out to Skeeter Henry. Here comes Travis Ford. Leads to McIntyre, and they're going to call McCovery on a foul.
If we can replay this, Don, it wasn't intentional, Norman. What are you talking about? But what a pass by Travis Ford. His father was a coach. Watch this pass. Underhand. He split the defensive man. Outstanding. Smokey saying, I didn't do it.
So for the moment, Oklahoma loses its smoke. He has to sit down. Backline player who has really kept them tough in this game, and they were for the most part, until Oklahoma rallied to take the lead twice in the second half. Now Missouri, with McIntyre's free throw, has extended its lead, looking to make it a 6-point advantage with 12:06 to play.
Johnny Mack got the 5th position on this team in the preseason and never let it go.
Tigers kick in with offense. They're on an 11-4 run. Steal by McIntyre.
Skeeter. Oh, what a block! Excellent block. Excellent block. He did catch him with his body down low, but he had all leather up above. That's a 4th foul on Skeeter Henry. Remember, it's his 4th foul. Here comes Skeeter. Johnny Mack protects his body. There's the foul down low. All leather up top.
Check it out again here, Al.
Another angle. What? Well, we didn't finish up on that.
There it is now, Alvy.
Here goes a condor and back here, Johnny Mac. Here he goes. Up, up, up. All leather, but the body below. Ref was right on top of it.
Rebound on the missed free throw goes to Tony Martin. Up court to Jackie Jones, heading for the hoop against 5'10" Travis Ford.
Cole blocking, stepping in. The defensive man's feet were not planted. Both teams are in the 1-and-1 now. Here's a look at it. Starts to penetrate, slides through.
Jones, an Iceman. He knows all these Michigan players, Missouri players from Detroit, Michigan. Jackie Jones also out of Detroit, and he makes it a 5-point game with 11:49 to play in the game.
Finally, there's a minivan for kids with parents. And let's face it, we all have them. Yeah. The all-new Oldsmobile Silhouette. Talking radical concept here. Your own window seat, room for lots of things, and neat stuff to keep your parents from bugging you on long trips. Besides, Silhouette makes them look cool. Right.
Ready, dudes?
And they need all the help they can get. Yeah. This is the new generation of Olds.
Mom, we need more Wheaties.
Right now, get Michael Jordan posters free on boxes of Wheaties. Collect all 3 and turn them into one jumbo Jordan poster. But you better hurry, because they're going fast. Better get your posters. Better eat your Wheaties.
People who count on my brakes are important to me. So the people who work on my brakes are important to me.
The people who work on your brakes at Midas are trained brake experts. Remember, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
I grew up on a farm just down the road. I know most everybody in town and handle the insurance for quite a few. I'm their State Farm agent, Dennis Hoffroge. My job is to help my neighbors, to help them protect their families and the things they've worked for. It's a job I take seriously. Every State Farm agent does. You know, State Farm started out in small towns just like this. People trying to help their neighbors. And we're still helping.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
College basketball is brought to you by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer. And by new Head & Shoulders Dry Scalp Shampoo. Helps protect your scalp's natural moisture balance.
How many turnovers?
With Coach Al McGuire, this is Don Crickey back at the University of Missouri, where the Tigers are holding to a 63-58 lead, 11:49 to go. Oklahoma and Missouri both in foul trouble, as you see Damon Patterson and Smokey Recovery. On the bench with 4 each for the Sooners, Big Doug Smith has 4 personal fouls for Missouri. Travis Ford working in the backcourt. Howard has an injured hand. Another freshman in the game with the ball, Jeff Warren. Here is a steal by the Sooners, Terry Evans, but he can't hold the ball.
Would you believe that Oklahoma would play zone? They've played zone the last 20-some-odd minutes. Has created a fit for the Tigers.
It's interesting that Coach Stewart was telling us before the game that one thing Oklahoma won't do is run a zone. That's all he sees midway in the first half. Yet another foul call on the Sooners. As Missouri continues to attack baseline, and the Sooners collapsing on the ball are also hitting the man who gets it. This time it was Jeff Warren to the free throw line.
And the foul was on Evans. He was hit behind that pack. He hit the last 2 pressure ones.
Coach Stewart said he only plays 8 guys. Off the bench will be Coleman, Warren, and Ford. He said, if you see anybody else in there, I've lost my mind. Michigan and Ohio State in a Big Ten matchup. Here in the Big 8, it's Oklahoma and Missouri. Oklahoma with the ball, Missouri leading by 6. Sooners have led 45 here in the second half. Jackie Jones gets a friendly roll in the Hearn Center, and it's now a 4-point game.
They want Johnny Mack to pump it up.
Missouri comes in 23-2. McIntyre's stroke, no good. Rebound and a foul call. Tony the Hawk Martin comes down with the ball for Oklahoma, fouled by the freshman Warren. Boxing coming up next on NBC Sports. And then it's golf. Michael Carbajal and Tony DeLuca. Next from Las Vegas, Marv Albert and Dr. Ferdy Pacheco standing by there. And then it's on to San Diego for the Shearson Lehman Hutton Open.
The crowd is really working the foul shooter. They're pumping their yellow mitts.
All of those target bars waving. All the yellow and black here at the Hearn Center. But 2 free throws up and down by 6'9", 250-pound Tony Martin. And the Sooners come back to within 2. 10:50 to play.
Don't forget, Jackie Jones at the top there is 6'8", playing in front of the zone.
Senior Nathan Button with a good move. He's averaging 15 a game and double figures in scoring and rebounding. He has 13 points today. It averages over 10 rebounds.
2 points. Remember now, the All-American Doug Smith is on the bench. He was on the bench for 10.5 minutes in the first half with 3 personal fouls.
Peeler foul. He gave the ball up to Evans and grabbed him by the shirt. So Anthony Peeler with an errant pass and then a foul trying to get the ball back. Peeler has 4. And the other leading scorer for Missouri, Doug Smith, is on the bench, as you just saw, with 4.
Evans is so quick. He fools you. The big decision for Coach Stewart is when do you move in Doug Smith with 4 fouls. It's anybody's game. Mr. Evans right here could tie it up.
Al, do you start to plan your game plan around attacking the people with 4 fouls inside?
I do right away. I would isolate right away.
Because you called that one on Smith right away. They went right to it and he fouled.
What might happen when Smith comes back in, Missouri might go to a zone to protect them inside the zone.
Pushing foul, it might be on Terry Evans.
That might be all she wrote if it's on Henry. Let's see what he calls. Big call right here.
Peter's got his mouthpiece out, hoping he's not coming out. That's it.
Oh, then we got bad information earlier. Someone
Skeeter
told
says he got 4. Says he knows he's
keeping. We don't know, Skeeter. You know, but we don't.
Because his bench thought he had 5 also. So there'd been a miscount somewhere. Skeeter himself knew the right count. He and the official scorer. Coleman back up. Jamal Coleman. Jeff Warren working hard. The freshman bangs inside and gives Missouri a 4-point lead. 9:40 to go.
And complete frustration that time down for Billy Tubbs.
At Lloyd Noble Center at Oklahoma, they had the Skeeter meter, the sound meter. Those Oklahoma fans almost blow the roof off.
What a success story out of Lamar. Goes out to football land and makes Oklahoma a dynasty in basketball the last 7-8 years.
Davis was fouled inside. Foul call on Jamal Coleman. Yeah, Oklahoma was in a basketball disaster before Tubbs got there. And as we mentioned earlier, Al, if the Sooners win 30 games this year and they're 18-3 now, they'll be the first Division I team to have back-to-back 30-win seasons since Kentucky in the late 1940s. 40 years.
Gets it done. What he does with his ball players, when he recruits them, he wants attitude, bold players. He wants them to be able to shoot. And one other very important thing when he looks at a kid, he wants to see if they can accept challenge.
Yeah, he said people come here to win. We get guys that expect to win.
And they're expecting today to win. But they're taking on, in my opinion, right now, this week, #1 Missouri.
Missouri coming off a Tuesday night win at Kansas. Kansas rated #1 in the polls, all the polls last week, and Missouri was a 77-71 winner over the Jayhawks at Lawrence, Kansas.
If they lose, a lot of people will say they're let down after winning up at Lawrence. I don't think so. I just think that Oklahoma is the quickest team in the country. I said that 3 times. Remember.
In the tournament, the teams are getting hot. Got to go on that 6-game win streak in the tournament to take it all.
You also got to have a long bench, and Oklahoma can have a 10-man rotation. And don't forget, AP is on the bench for Missouri along with Doug Smith. So #1-2 punch, Mr. Inside-Outside. West Point football from yesteryear. Doc Blanchard and Glenn Davis. That's really yesteryear.
That was a while ago.
High ball game.
Back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners from West Point in 44 and 45.
The coach was Earl Blake, Colonel Earl Blake. Good timeout. Good timeout.
Game tied up at 68-all with 8:28 to go, and Norm Stewart wants to talk it over.
If you want to go places in any career, ask yourself, can I perform under pressure? Can I be counted on to get the job done? You can learn how in the Army, so when you're ready to take off, you'll know you can go far. Announcing 3 ways Oldsmobile's owner satisfaction plan gives you a big edge. 1, if you don't still love your new Olds after 30 days or 1,500 miles, we'll let you do something no one else does. Return it. 2, unlike some warranties, Olds covers just one part. This is the part. 3, Olds now offers roadside assistance at a very convenient time, around the clock. The Oldsmobile Edge. Extra satisfaction at no extra cost.
You could call Domino's Pizza and have a fresh, delicious pan pizza in 30 minutes or less. Or you could sit there and listen to your stomach growl. Come on, give us a call.
Dry was hot. Dry is Michelob Dry. Bold taste with absolutely no aftertaste. So it refreshes completely. One taste, and you'll drink it dry.
6-time Player of the Year Tom Watson, Payne Stewart, and a field of golfing greats tee off at the Shearson Lehman Hutton Open this weekend on NBC.
A year ago, Coach Norm Stewart collapsed on a flight home after the Tigers had been beaten at Oklahoma. And after a physical examination, it was discovered that he needed surgery for colon cancer. A complete recovery was expected, and fortunately for Stewart and his family, came to happen. And here's Ed Randall with another part of that family.
That's right, Don. Thank you so much. Not only did Norm Stewart have colon cancer and 8 bleeding ulcers, we are with Virginia Stewart, his wife, and I know that they say that he's a new man on the court. What about off it?
He's been great off and on as long as we've been living together. So.
Is he different, though? Because he's much more calm on court. Have you had to change your diet as well? I know that 1989 was a traumatic year for you as well because you had major surgery.
No, I did not have to change my diet at all. I might like to lose a little weight, but I didn't change it.
The only other thing I wanted to ask you is, what was it like when you were a homecoming queen here? Was basketball as popular?
No, it hasn't been as popular here. Football was really king. Basketball's just come on in the last, I don't know, 15 years or so.
Good health to you. Virginia Stewart, gentlemen.
Well, the game is now tied 70-all with 7:34 to play after back-to-back hits on either end. Travis Ford on the side, gets down low and with the ball going up for Doug Smith. Here's a foul call on Nathan Bunton for reaching in.
Take the long walk down. Both teams obviously in a 1-and-1.
The Big 8 conference race, and this is a conference that does go to a postseason tournament every year. Missouri is the leader at 9-1. Jayhawks at 8-2. Oklahoma At 7-2, so things would really tighten up if the Sooners could come out of here with a win. The last 10 times these two teams have met, the home team has prevailed.
It is now what we call Big Brother time. That means Smith, Peeler, and Bunting. And the freshman takes it, which is not the right time.
But a steal by McIntyre, and Missouri has the ball back.
There's the... Get it into Smith's hands or Peeler. This is the guy you want. There it is.
Great look by Peeler. Doug Smith gives the Tigers the 2-point lead.
Always remember, teams have big brothers and small brothers. When it gets down to prime time, you go to the big brothers.
Evans with a 3. Rebound to Missouri.
Last time down, it was an important steal right here. Just reached in the cookie jar again.
Both these high-scoring teams way below what they average. Oklahoma number 2 in the country and scoring 108 points a game. Missouri 99 and change, just under 100. Here's a foul call on William Davis of Oklahoma underneath.
Davis got a little bit physical that time with Bunting. Now after that steal, here's the All-American, comes in the back door, stretches out those wings. You telling me that is a lottery pick. But as he said, he's not coming out this year.
Got to make Norm Stewart happy. These guys are going to be right there again next year.
Yeah.
People in Missouri think they might be backing a next national championship team. Mizzou on top, or near the top all season long, held the #1 rating 3 consecutive weeks. They're looking to go to the top spot again on Monday.
We got a light year left in this game, 6 minutes and 18 seconds.
So after a couple of lead changes earlier in the second half, it's been Oklahoma catching Missouri, then the Tigers extending a lead again.
First zone by Missouri. With a 4-point lead, want to test it from the outside. Look for Smokey to put it up. There it goes.
William Davis working harder on a second try. Gets it back up and down for the Sooners.
Baseline position, you give away inside position to the baseline men in the zone. Whoever thought Oklahoma against Missouri, zone against zone. They go 3, no good.
McIntyre comes from off. He's rejected by Jones. And Smith picks up the ball. Goes to Bunton to McIntyre. It'll be 3 if it goes. Horn Center erupts.
Oh! A javelin to the heart. You can't shake him. It's still a 2-point spread. And again, zone against zone. Yes, zone against zone.
Jones with a 3-point shot. Now has 12. Doug Smith scores, and he was fouled.
Don big alley-oop along the baseline. Excellent pass by the freshman from Kentucky, Travis Ford. Here we go. Watch the pass. You talk about big brother. You talk about an All-American. Never mind potential. Mr. Inside for the Tigers. Give a little nod on that, obviously, to freshman Ford. Last summer, he worked Michael Jordan's camp up in Chicago.
Doug Smith with 17 points and 10 rebounds, even though he spent much of the game on the bench with foul trouble. 5-point, Missouri lead. Man. Skeeter Henry.
Quick off their feet.
Skeeter took a shot in the eye.
Yep.
He's playing like a Tiger today, Skeeter.
Down low in traffic, but Skeeter Henry has such an active body. You think he's on a trampoline. Watch his body. Just keeps bouncing around. 5 Body goes 3, 4, 5 different ways. Stays with it, doesn't stop. Back up again. Oh, would he be some boxer? Would he be a fighter? But he caught one to the eye. Hey, I'm wondering, why is that championship fight in Las Vegas rather than Atlantic City?
Usually money.
Oh, I never thought of that. Ooh, pressure, noise. Remember, all you golfers in the world, the amount of noise this kid got to make it, and if he misses, everybody says he choked.
Well, 9 out of the 10 players that started the game have 4 fouls at this point. 3-point Missouri lead, and the Tigers with the ball. The freshman has been working the back line, directing the offense. 5'10" Travis Ford.
Foul situation favors Oklahoma. That was interference. No basket. Good call. You cannot put your hand inside the rim, which Bunting did that time. Smith put the shot up. Bunting put his hand in. That's absolutely wrong.
Now the Sooners come down the floor with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to play.
Oh, we are tied.
Jackie Jones at 6'8" goes up and launches a 3, pulling the trigger from the line, and he makes it a tied-up game at 80.
These are two potential outstanding teams in the Big Dance.
Sooners hawking Bunton, and Ford now sets the offense.
Get it around the peeler.
Oklahoma in a rare zone defense, but it's been working.
Oh.
And another foul call inside. That could be it.
What they're doing, they're going high-low, post position, with Smith in a high position. If you notice, Peeler penetrated, gave him a bounce pass. Good game. Here's a look at it. Nice game, Will. Good game, Davis. Played hard. Here's a look. Peeler penetrates. Watch the bounce pass. Excellent interior pass. Ball doesn't go in. Goes to the charity line for 2 shots. Reaches in. Looks like he caught a piece of him.
William Davis, Al, hearing that mournful wail of that horn that says you're out of here. He started the day missing his first 7 shots. He's hit his last 6, finishing with 13 points. But he won't be the last to sit down before this is over. Lots of people in big foul trouble.
The more fouls favors Oklahoma. They go 10 deep. Missouri only goes 7-8 deep. One of Missouri's problems is a shallow bench and being turnover prone. Break the line. You missed that one. Get off the line. If you missed the first shot, get off the line.
Change your luck, huh?
You always do that.
Well, it's a 1-point Tiger lead with 4 minutes to go. Back after these messages from your local station.
Monday, a new weapon in the drug war.
Nasty Boys.
Based on the real-life cops who risked everything to fight it out.
Showtime.
Nasty Boys, the movie Monday.
Now it's Furniture Liquidators President's Day sale with fantastic savings. Like this 4-piece oak finish bedroom, only $3.99. And this complete 6-piece living room group, only $6.98. You'll save in every department with no payments for 6 months. No down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest charges. Our money-saving President's Day sale ends Wednesday. Don't miss it.
Furniture Liquidators, saving you more.
Come on, you've been looking at this new Chevy Cavalier because it's economical and sporty, right? Consider this. For a limited time, get $500 cash back. That's an offer that takes a serious second look. See the Kentuckiana Chevy Geo dealer in your hometown.
This new full-size Chevy truck has all the horsepower, cab room, and loading capacity you'll ever need on the job. And at quitting time, with your $750 cash back, just imagine the places you could go with this baby. See the Kentuckiana Chevy Geo dealer in your hometown.
Watch Open Line Tuesday on Wave 3.
College basketball is brought to you by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. By Michelob Dry. Bold taste with no aftertaste. Mick Dry refreshes completely. By the Upjohn Company. If you're concerned about hair loss, see your doctor. And by Magnavox. Smart choices for smart people. Magnavox. Smart. Very smart.
Next, it's Sports World on NBC. The NBC Boxing Tour features 1980 Olympic boxer Christian Soule puts his undefeated record on the line against Tony DeLuca in a scheduled 12-round junior flyweight bout. For Carvajal, it's another step towards a world title. Coming up next, live on NBC Sports World.
The best team in boxing is Marv Albert and the Fight Doctor. Listen in, they're the best.
They'll be at ringside. Right now, we've got a long way to go here with 3:45 to play and an 81-80 score on the board. Missouri in the lead. Oklahoma looking to get it back. McCovery a 3. And the Sooners take a 2-point lead. If there's any Sooner fans here, Al, they're dressed in yellow. There's not much red in this building.
Billy Tubbs says there's 40 of us taking on 14,000. Try to force it inside.
Travis Ford, the freshman, answers the call. He strokes the 3, and it's Missouri in the lead.
Back at you.
Getting down to can you top this? Foul call in Oklahoma.
I believe they're going to put the freshman on the line. No, they're going to put Bunting on. There goes the shot, a long, what we call a long rebound outside. I thought the foul was on Skeeter, but they called it earlier on the Hawk. Martin, Tony Martin. That's why Bunting's on the line. Nathan Bunting, 6'9" senior. As he improved, they call him Big Nate.
His dad, Bill Bunting, was a 3-time All-Big Ten player at Michigan. Passed away some years ago of a heart attack playing in a pickup basketball game in Detroit. Part of one of Michigan's finest teams. Michigan's finest team took the floor last April 2nd, though, in Seattle, and won it all.
We're in the stretch run now. Game tied under 3 minutes.
2:45 to go. Nathan Bunting's mom is here at courtside. Some of his family. As Smith goes to the basket. Breaks the tie. 87-85. Missouri Tigers in the lead. 2:35 to play.
A lot of timeouts left. Missouri has 3. Oklahoma has 4. The arrow favors Oklahoma. That's an important thing to remember. The arrow favors Oklahoma. Good call. Very close to the 5 count. Smokey had an option. They give him an open option. It was close. He called the timeout. Super call.
The engineers who created the Grand Prix endowed it with a fully independent suspension, a powerful, fuel-injected V6, and made anti-lock brakes available. Its designers blessed it with an aerodynamic profile. And now, to make Grand Prix an even better value, our accountants have added this.
Whenever I used to watch TV, my brother Tom would always flip me out. Then we got this Magnavox Smart Window TV that lets Tommy flip through all the channels. And I can keep watching what I want to.
Now I can see what I've been missing.
And that's quite a lot.
It's simple. The bottom line is, when you drink, don't just use your mouth, use your whole head. No joke. Be a responsible drinker. Please, know when to say when.
A reminder from Budweiser.
I know college won't be an easy climb. That's why I joined the Army. With the GI Bill and the Army College Fund, in 2 years I'll have $17,000 to help me pay for college. And I'm developing the confidence and determination I'll need to help me succeed when I get there. Now I know I can make it to the top, not just in college, but in whatever I do.
Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Marv Albert. Later on, I'll be joined by the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, for a scheduled 12-round junior flyweight bout.
matching Tony Bazooka DeLuca. There he is, 27-year-old out of San Diego. He is the NABF champion, a record of 17-2, and he will go up against Michael Carbajal, the hometown favorite, 22 years old, out of Phoenix, Arizona. He is the Olympic light flyweight silver medalist in Seoul, and he is trying to become the first 1988 U.S. Olympian to fight for a world title. It's coming up on Sports World following basketball. Now back to Don Criqui and the coach, Al McGuire.
Thank you, Marv. Is inbounds. Smokey McCovery. And it's now a tie game at 87-all. Travis Ford working in the back line with 2:09 to play.
Get it around the Peeler. Peeler will feed down low. There's the high-low pivot positions.
Travis Ford hits for 2, and he now 89-87 game with 1:44 to play.
Each team is answering each challenge. And more so, they take a point lead.
Jones comes right back. Oklahoma with a 1-point lead, 1:26 to play. Neither team has played an overtime game this year. Peeler, he's had only 2 points in the second half. Hardly chases down the loose ball. McIntyre tipped it away.
New clock. 1:08 left in the game. Tigers down 1.
Peeler with 18 points with the ball, only 2 in the second half. Henry has 20 for Oklahoma, Skeeter Henry. Davis fouled out with 16.
Plenty of time in the shot clock, 24. Want to get it down to Smith.
Ford, a freshman who's not bashful, he lets it launch. It's a clean block. And now, 41 seconds shows on the game clock. Oklahoma 90, Missouri 89.
Beautiful block that time by Patterson.
So they shut off the shot clock.
Oh! They fell asleep. They fell asleep, Don.
They sure did as Doug Smith comes down the lane, lays in it, and he'll go to the free throw line. 40 seconds to play. It only took a split second for Missouri to take back the lead.
Oklahoma's so used to playing man-to-man, they fell asleep on the inbound. You're never supposed to play man-to-man inbounds, but they fell asleep.
Doug Smith on the game, on the bench much of the game with foul trouble, has now scored 18 points in the second half, 23 for the game. A 2-point Missouri lead with 40 seconds to go. Oklahoma gets the ball when we come back. Vehicle of the 90s. Introducing the Pontiac of minivans, the new Pontiac Transport.
I've made up my mind. I'm going to do it. Why shouldn't I? I'm the one who has to look at myself in the mirror every morning. So before I lose another hair, I'm going to the doctor. I know doctors have treatment programs that are proven to work. More guys are trying them every day. I'm not bad now, but I wouldn't mind looking better.
Your doctor can really do something about hair loss. So see your doctor, or call this toll-free number.
The Chevrolet most valuable players for the game today are Skeeter Henry of Oklahoma and Doug Smith. From the University of Missouri, Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's General Scholarship Fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and also to assist those in financial need.
If you're going to foul Missouri, you foul Nathan Bunton or John McIntyre. If you're going to foul Oklahoma, you foul Tony Hawk Martin or Jackie Jones. They are the weakest foul shooters.
And here is McCovery back in the game. Missouri by 2. Oklahoma with the ball. 32 seconds to play. Out to Damon Patterson as the Sooners go around the perimeter. Waiting for the shot. Will they go for 2 to tie or 3 to win it? Here's Jones. It doesn't go. Rebound tapped over, and Skeeter Henry will inbound the ball as he saved it for Oklahoma.
All right, there's 20 seconds left. Missouri should go man-to-man because they don't want to give the three-point shot. They rather give the two-point shot. That'll be OT, overtime. If Oklahoma scores, Missouri will call a quick timeout.
Sold out Hearn Center. Everyone standing. 20 seconds to go. Missouri looking to go to number 1 in the country with a win today over the Sooners. And Oklahoma down by 14 early in the game. Rallying back time and again. Now with a chance to tie it or win it. 19 seconds to go. Sooners with the ball. They trail by 2. Damon Patterson.
Right the ball in McCovery's hands. We're down to 10. And Oklahoma will take a timeout.
What an ending. We could be going to OT. 10 seconds to play as Coach Tubbs brings his Sooners over to regroup for the final second.
Look out tomorrow. Here comes party.
The road to excitement now leads to this. A special touring edition of the Grand Prix Sports Sedan. Its V6 power, fuel injected quick. Its optional anti-lock braking, sure and precise. Its feel, undeniably Pontiac. Grand Prix STE.
This is Precious Cargo, telecommunications equipment on its way to Japan. On another day, it might be medical systems headed for Europe. We design and build that equipment. We're Siemens USA. 35,000 people, 50 manufacturing plants, over $3 billion in sales and service of electronic and electrical equipment. And each year, 15% of that is worldwide exports from America. We are Siemens USA.
In baseball, if you traded today, you're playing somewhere else tomorrow. I know. I played for the Twins, the Rangers, the Angels, and then some. And when you've got to move fast, you can't worry about selling your house. I let the Century 21 people worry about that. I trust them. And nobody works harder to get the job done. Hey, I love Century 21. Hey, Bert. Uh-oh. You got a second? I just wish I wasn't such a good customer.
Don Criqui with Coach Al McGuire back at Missouri. Let's go to Ed Randall.
Don, Norm Stewart told his team if they get box screen to spin inside, stay away from the ball out of bounds. Don't let them throw the pass inside. They'll call a timeout if Oklahoma scores 3. Don?
All right, we come down to the stretch run. Maybe we'll go to overtime. Oklahoma down by 2. 8 seconds. You see the game clock ticking down. Here goes Skeeter Henry. He's up. It doesn't go. Back up. It goes. Missouri holds on to win. The Tigers, in a thriller, record their 30th straight victory at home. Our thanks to NBC statistician Kenny Albert. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. Coordinating producer John Filippelli. Today's game was produced by Tommy Roy and directed by John Gonzalez. Technical director Lenny Stucker. What an ending for Coach Al McGuire and Ed Randall. This is Don Criqui signing off and sending you to boxing, where today Missouri with a big lead, then losing it, comes back to win as Oklahoma misses at the buzzer.
It's an unsolved murder mystery. You can help crack a baffling murder case.
I'm outraged and I want him apprehended.
Catch a most wanted suspect.
From three-point land.